welcome to this special celebration where we are taking time to congratulate and to recognize the great work of the 2016 grant recipients of the city's Wisner Fund. Feel free to engage with us throughout the event by using hashtag #WisnerNOLA. To kick things off, please help me welcome Wisner grant recipient and an organization that is truly working to preserve the culture of New Orleans, the roots of music. Well, let's give him another round of applause. At this time, please welcome Ms. Michelle Jean-Pierre, Executive Director of the Ellis Marsalis Center for Music.
Thank you very much, and welcome to the Ellis Marsalis Center for Music. In 2012, we opened our doors, and when we opened our doors, we had 40 students enrolled here. Now we have over 200 students that come here on a weekly basis to the Ellis Marsalis Center. They come Monday through Thursday for our after-school program and on Saturday. And currently, we have a waiting list only. In addition to music education, we take a very holistic approach here at the Ellis Marsalis Center. So an important part of what we do is make sure that when our students come, we have access to healthy food and give them healthy snacks. And at the end of the day, we partner with the Volunteers of America, and they have a hot meal each day before they go home. In order to attract teenagers, because we know that by the time our students are teenagers, if they haven't already engaged in a musical instrument, it's very difficult at that point for them to start. So we have Saturday programming where we offer audio and video production classes, and our students have access to our audio engineer, and they're learning under him. And we also are very proud of the partnership that we have with the City of New Orleans, and during the summertime we partner with Job One, and we have interns that come and work here as well as interns that work with our faculty. We also offer adult programming, which is not funded through the Wisner funds. It's funded through a separate entity. But if any of you are interested in taking adult piano classes, we invite you to come out on Saturday and engage in adult piano. So we're very proud of what we have going on here at the Ellis Marsalis Center, and we encourage, if you know any children that live in the 9th Ward, because we do cater to the 9th Ward zip code, that you encourage them to look into coming here. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Ms. Jean-Pierre, for your welcome and your hospitality. At this time, we will hear from another Wisner Grant recipient and organization with a long history in New Orleans of serving some of our most vulnerable young people. Please welcome Mr. Daryl Johnson, Director of Development for Boys Town, Louisiana.
Good evening, everyone. I'm very happy to be here. We are so appreciative to be receiving this grant from Wisner. And to tell you a little bit more about the program and some history, I have our Senior Director of Programs, Ms. Rashawn Carrier.
Good afternoon. My name is Rashawn Carrier Williams, and I'm Senior Director of Programs for Boys Town. Boys Town, Louisiana is an organization that serves at-risk youth and families. Our program goal is to reach the most vulnerable youth and families in our community, but we are under the umbrella of Boys Town National. Based in Omaha, Nebraska, we started in 1917, so actually this year we celebrate our centennial anniversary. Locally here in New Orleans, we have been providing services to our youth since 1989. Presently, we are one of 11 sites across the country, but however, here in Louisiana, our commitment has been to provide long-term residential housing to youth and child welfare and juvenile justice services. And then also kids that are not in juvenile justice custody. These are kids whose parents, for whatever reason, aren't able to take care of them. We also provide emergency placement for youth that are in crisis. Kids are in this program typically about 30 days, and while they're there, we provide them with love and hope and healing. Boys Town also provides preventive services to families. In this program, we actually go into the homes, and our goal is to make sure that the family stays together. We teach the family skills, be it life skills, parenting skills, and we also link them into supports. And those supports can be housing, it can be vocational program, and job placement. We also provide parenting curriculum to families. It's an evidence-based curriculum where we are teaching parents just those extra tips and tools that they may need to help their kids be successful at home or in school. A lot of our preventive services, again, we are focusing on kids that are in the juvenile justice system or kids who have had some kind of interface with the court system. And then finally, we provide early Head Start services. Through this program, parents can receive high-quality child care so they can find jobs or go to work, or also to provide that early intervention that a lot of our kids may need. At the same time, these young parents have access to all of these preventive services where, again, we're helping them with their individualized needs, be it housing, be it mental health services. This year, our goal is to help change the lives of vulnerable children and families with the goal of us reaching over 1,200 kids. Thank you for helping and supporting us and meeting our goals and all the hard work that we do to achieve our mission. Thank you.
At this time, we have two special guests who will perform spoken word pieces. These two young ladies are participants in Love Impact Incorporated, a program that provided year-round tutoring and summer enrichment. Please welcome Paige McGee and JD Dwyer from Love Impact Incorporated with spoken word.
First of all, I am not a young lady. Good evening. My name is JD Dwyer, and I am 11 years old and in the 5th grade. Both me and my sister have been attending Camp Love Impact for 4 years, and I think it is really fun. The reason why I like Impact Camp are the teachers. We learn visual arts, karate, vocal music, reading music, and of course the field trips to two unique and historic places. I love Impact Camp, and I'll be going this year. IMPACT stands for Instant, Massive, Positive Action Creates Transformation in the Lives of Youth. Thank you.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Paige McGee. I attend New Orleans Mathematics and Science High School, and I'm currently in the 11th grade. I began my experience with Camp Impact when I was around the age of 9 and 10. Here we would do the courses of Math, ELA, PE, the same things that you do in school. And the courses are harder now because I'm older, but still do the same thing. Now that I'm older, Camp Impact has exposed me to the arts with visual arts, music, production, all of those different type of things. I also now go back every year and volunteer my services. I help out with the Harvest Fest that Impact is a part of, where we help those who do not have turkeys on Thanksgiving. And we also go out into the community and inform people what Impact is about. I, of course, get extra credit and, community service hours because I need those. But Impact, I love being a part of it because I'm a very generous person. I love giving back to the community and helping the younger kids out. Like he and his sister, I see them every year and get to grow and improve my relationship with all of the new kids and old kids because, Impact is a family and we want everybody to feel together. So thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Dwyer and Ms. McGee. At this time, please help me welcome Hermione Malone, Executive Director of the Good Work Network, a Wisner Grant recipient that continues to do incredible work helping the world.
Thank you. Both to the City of New Orleans and very helpful in the program that we received funding for. And I'm happy to tell you a little bit about Good Work Network. Our mission at Historical Foundations has centered around helping minority and women-owned businesses blossom. Through technical support, one-on-one counseling, group education, and targeted special projects, we have assisted over 4,000 small businesses since our founding in 2001. We turn no one away and recognize the value in nurturing entrepreneurs, whether they are at the idea stage or they have been in business for years and are poised to grow. Our dedicated staff includes business counselors, administrators, and a team of accountants who also support small businesses through shared solutions, our affordable bookkeeping and accounting service. I'd like to recognize Lima Muendo in the audience, who's one of our counselors and was integral to our Wisner-funded program, as well as several artists who are a part of that program as well. If you all could just wave so people could see you. Just over a year ago, we stood ready to open the doors to one of the most significant organizational investments we've made in our history. A vacant lot at the corner of O.C. Haley Boulevard and St. Andrew in Central City had been transformed, both into a new home for emerging food entrepreneurs and a venue designed to celebrate the arts and culture of New Orleans. That investment and commitment to arts entrepreneurs is called Rue Carré. Hopefully many of you have joined us for lunch or an evening cocktail or stopped by our brand new Sunday brunch service. Get there early if you want the shrimp and grits. But the particular work that the Wisner Grant supported was our Performing and Visual Artist in Resident program, which was designed to provide business training, performance opportunities, and audience connections for minority and women artists. In the first year, the program developed a 12-hour, 4-week, industry-specific artist business development workshop series from which 43 artists graduated. We hosted 47 live performances at Rue Carré and organized 4 arts markets. Workshop participants were 94% minority and 63% women. With 54 registrants, the workshop series enjoyed an 80% graduation rate, which required artists attend every workshop in the series, develop a personal branding statement, implement a social media strategy, and complete an electronic press kit. Graduates were able to perform at Rue Carré and received stipends for doing so. All artists had free access to Good Work Network business counseling services. We are grateful to the Wisner donation for what it helped bring to fruition, but nothing captures the impact better than the words of our clients. Cole Williams, who recently performed at the city's New Orleans Together program on MLK weekend, said the following: "The Good Work Network is such a blessing in my life and for my business. The workshop got me thinking in terms of profit and loss and gave me the confidence to demand and fight for my band and I to be paid what we are worth. Performing regularly at Rue Carré has provided my company with a broader income stream, which allows me to employ and empower myself and my band members through paid gigs. It also gives us the opportunity to perform for a different demographic to expand our reach." Winning second place and fan favorite at the Rue Carré Talent Search at House of Blues has given my company startup money to put towards purchasing a band van within the next year. I was also able to perform in an internationally respected venue and meet great people. The abundance continues to flow as I grow and continue to work with Good Work Network. The experience and long-term benefits feel endless. I am eternally grateful for this connection. Likewise, we are grateful for your support. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Malone. Ladies and gentlemen, please help me welcome the man who has called on us to make these strategic investments in local nonprofits, helping to improve the lives of all New Orleanians. Our mayor, Mayor Mitch Landrieu.
The reason I had it is because Harry didn't invite me to come on stage. I figured this was the only way I was going to get on the stage. So it's nice to see all of you. We're in a very, very special place, the Ellis Marcena Center. A lot of people that worked hard to make sure that this particular facility was in this place, because it occupies a very, very special place in the eyes of the world. and of course it couldn't be named after anybody greater than Ellis, and Harry and Bradford and the team that helped raise the money for this is to be commended, because I consider spaces like this to be a sacred space. So I appreciate you being here, and thank you for welcoming us. Give Michelle Jean-Pierre another round of applause. You also, for those of you that don't know where you are, you're in the middle of Musicians Village, right? Which is, if you can just imagine what it's kind of like around here all the time when people are just hanging out, it's probably a lot of fun. And the kind of creation that's going on just in downtime is, who knows, going to produce something like jazz. Because jazz wasn't always a thing. You know, it got created when people actually came together, shared, reached out across race and across genres, and actually produced something the world never heard before that turned into being the greatest symbol of democracy that the world has seen through music. That's essentially what jazz is. And it wasn't always, which meant that if someone could create that, what's the next new thing? I want y'all to think about that as the city of New Orleans tries to stand up from the devastation that we suffered after Katrina, and the miraculous thing that we as a people did by saying we weren't going to put the city back the way it was. Recognizing that we weren't always great at everything. We were great at some things, but we were now going to take the opportunity to find the strength, find the ability, find the vision to become the city that we always dreamed we could be had we gotten it right to begin with. So I want to just speak to that for a moment, because we are at a very special moment in our history, I believe. And I think a lot of times we walk by things and don't see them. Or we ride by them and we don't notice them because we're so busy, or we're so burdened that we don't really understand. We're so troubled by all the things in our life that we don't take a minute to know what is there, and sometimes we just pass it by. And then it becomes a thing that never was. And so if all of us in New Orleans have a special gift of creation, which is a little bit different from the way other people see themselves, the question is for New Orleans how we can create the future. I'd offer a couple of thoughts to you, and I know that I'm speaking to the choir. But when you want to go from bad to good or good to great, or from bad to great, if you want to try in your life to get out of the prison of low expectations, or the unenviable position of choosing between bad and worse, having those as your only alternatives, and you want to get into a place where your choices are between good and better and great, which I would argue is a much better place to be than bad and worse, you have to kind of figure out how you do that. And I would just kind of posture this to all of you as you continue to do your work and get better at what you're doing already. Number one, you have to diversify. When you get good at something, keep getting good at that, and then find something else to get good at. So in the city of New Orleans, if we were good at tourism, or music, or art, or food, we might want to think about digital technology as an add-on, not a but for. If we get good at that, we might get good at medicine. If we get good at that, we might get good. So if you're good at a whole bunch of different things, no matter what comes your way, it's unlikely that everything's going to get wiped out all at the same time, although it happened to us in Katrina. But it's likely that one thing's going to get hurt, and then the other four things that are strong can stand it back up, right? And so, as a community, we have to think about what that means to us and how you actually do that. Some of that is spiritual, some of it's economic, some of it's structural, but I would say that. The second thing is to recognize that we're much better together than we are apart. And that diversity is a strength, it's not a weakness. All right, now this is my personal opinion. You may not share this with me. But I feel like the more people I meet and the more different they are from me and the different experiences they had, I get enriched by that, not threatened by it. I get lifted up by it, not torn down by it. And so if you're inviting and you're open, you got a whole lot better chance of getting better than you are if you're closed and if you're selfish. That's just my experience in my short 56 years that I have lived. The third thing I would say is don't be parochial. Whether you are physically in New Orleans or not, we are not just a parish of Orleans versus 64 parishes. We're a region. And guess what? The rest of the state is not our enemy, they're our partner. And of course, if you just kind of stand up a little bit taller, that's true about the entire Gulf South. And by the way, that's true about the United States of America. And as we're in this weird moment right now, like it's the United States versus everybody else, no, it's not. I guess it's okay to have America first if you just don't have America only. Because there's a whole lot going on out there that we all have to think about. So I would say don't be parochial. Diversify, diversity is a strength, don't be parochial. The next thing is this, I do want to speak to my people in New Orleans about this, because we are all from the South. Unless some of y'all just moved here from the North, and then I just asked you, what the hell took you so long? But we do have a thing in the South of not having high expectations of ourselves. How good should we be? We should be as good as the Southern average. Why? Well, really, if you ask further, it's because it's lower than the national average, and you think we can't get there. I'm telling you that's not true. I've been all over the world. All you young people, listen to me. Y'all are as good as anybody in the world. You're as good, and you have as much talent, and now you have access to whatever it is that you need to be the greatest in the world. Now, I'm not just telling you something that you should be hopeful for. I'm telling you something I know to be true. Do you know why? Because Ellis Marcellus' children that grew up in this neighborhood with Harry Connick are the best in the world. Not just kind of in the South, not in New York. Wynton Marsalis is arguably the greatest musician that exists in the world today. And guess where he came from? Same place you came from. Those young folks that were up here on the stage playing, that was Wynton when he was a baby boy. And Branford and Harry running around getting their head smacked by their mama while they were not listening to Ellis trying to teach them how to play the piano. That was Wynton Marsalis and Harry Connick. It wasn't ordained that they were going to be that way. They came out of this ecosystem that we created. So I would say seek excellence in everything that you do. And then finally, and maybe most importantly, you have got to find a way to add value to raw material, to raw talent, and to intellectual capital. Now I want you to think about that. Everybody knows that artists can do this. Raw material, what can you do if you had oil and gas? What would you add to it? I mean, if you took it just in its essence and used it for that, but what about the things that get produced, for example, out of that raw material? Whether it's clay, whether it's gold. Some people just stop at that. Whatever the raw material is, that's good enough. You got a Wisner grant, Bob, that's it. Take it, go spend it, and then what? What are you adding to it? Raw talent. Can you think about how you add value to all this stuff? And then intellectual capital. So for musicians, those of you guys that want to play, you know where the intellectual capital is? Who knows who wrote that song, And I Will Always Love You? Whitney Houston. I'm sorry? Dolly Parton. Are you sure? You 100% positive? You're right. So Whitney Houston sings that song. Every time Whitney Houston sings that song, do you know who gets $1? Dolly Parton. She secured that intellectual capital. Everybody that knows about this knows that writers who secure their intellectual capital, you know what happens about who finds the patent to handle diabetes or cardiovascular disease or genes? You know who gets the money off of that patent? The people who design the patent. So if you think about what I just told you, adding value to raw talent, intellectual capital, and raw material, you can think about, well, what more can I do with what has been given to me? Now, that brings me to us, because I have a theory of governing. And the theory of governing is that when you want to 9 kids, which I am, and there's not enough food at the table, and you need to get yours, the best way is to share, and to find friends, and to find other people who are doing what you're doing. And then all of you work together to a common goal. Now everybody, we're a big family city. So that theory of governing is a word that I put around called facilitate, link, and leverage. So now I'm the mayor of the city, and I thank you for that. It's a wonderful blessing. And generally when the mayor calls people together, they come. That's called the power of facilitation. And the reason I called you all here is so that you can see each other and get to know each other and listen to what each other are doing. And as a consequence of using my facilitating power, I'm now linking you together. And I'm asking you to get to know each other so that you can then do what? Leverage what it is that has been given to you for the greater good. And so the Wisner grants, and everything that we do in our big budget and in the Wisner grants are designed to take us to a place, which is a city, right, that's struggling, into a city that's not struggling, to a city where kids don't have opportunities, to a city where kids do have opportunities, and a city of violence into a city of peace. And using all of the mechanisms that we have through the funds that have been given to you to achieve that goal. It's fairly simple. We're all going in the same direction. Hence you've heard me say one team, one fight, one voice, one city. That's what it's about. And so as we come here today to celebrate these awards, it wouldn't just have been easy to send you a check and you guys send a note to say thanks and y'all get on about your business, but you wouldn't have gotten to know each other or see each other or understand that there are thousands of you doing the same thing at the same time towards the same goal, but just in a different color, just in a different space, just in a different texture. Are you getting the sense that the entire city is a mosaic? The entire city is a piece of artwork. The entire city is a museum. So whether we're doing it through music with Roots of Music, or whether we're doing it through housing so that people have a safe place, or whether we're doing it through children learning art and science and math because that helps you do other things. All of you are part of a garment, each bringing their own strength and beauty and destiny so that the city of New Orleans can become a more beautiful place. And the Wisner Grant Program that we have helped design was designed to achieve that objective. It wasn't just designed to give a little bit away, a little bit. So we actually thought about you. You were actually chosen, and you were chosen for a reason. You were chosen because what you're doing is helping achieve that blessed objective that the city of New Orleans has been trying to achieve. And so I commend that all to you because today is a day for celebration. Today is a day to get to know each other. Today is a day to understand how it is that you leverage the assets so that we can actually become a better community. And so I want to thank each and every one of you. Every one of your programs are as important. Every one of you guys are a very small part of a much larger whole that paints a wonderful picture of what the city of New Orleans is to become. So God bless you all, and thank you very much, and congratulations.